welcome back to the channel. I'm Kevin with High Point Overland. Today we're going to continue working on my DIY Overland trailer that I'll eventually have my rooftop tent mounted on. Today I'm just going to continue the demo of the upper rails, get it down to basically just the basic platform. I've already removed the expanded metal and some of the other steel. So today I'll be getting rid of the fenders, the side rails, cleaning up this lower platform, getting ready to begin the build back. Yesterday I received an order of shackle bolts, some things for the leaf springs, and parts for my welder. The welder's been down this week, so hopefully in this video I will get the axle flip completed and everything mounted back on to the trailer itself to make it a roller. I've moved it in to my very crowded shop since last week. It was in the way out in the driveway, and without it being a roller, it kind of became a pain in the ass to have it sitting out there. So we drug it in here to the shop. It's a little bit cramped and crowded, but I hope you like this video. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I'll put a link in the description and at the end of the video, some of my other trailer builds that I've had in the past. My COVID 2020 Overland trailer build was very popular. Always got a lot of attention out on the trail and on this channel. It's my most watched videos. So check that out. I hope you enjoy this. So what I'm going to do is, where these side stakes were welded to the platform, I'll leave these last bits, last 2 or 3 inches, and I'll grind my cuts down. I'll grind off any sharp edges and round those over, and I'll actually have about 8 tie downs around the perimeter, which I've always used the bottom of these posts on my trailers as tie downs anyway, but this will be left behind. A lot less welding to do getting these in place, so might as well use them if they're there. I'm gonna get this other rail off and I'll start working on getting the fenders off. All right, well, fenders off, side rails off, lots of grinding left to do. There's a lot of sharp edges on here now. But like I said, these are my tie down spots. I'm gonna leave the remnants of the fenders here. Gotta work to get those off. I've gone through and cut off all the little X's that were welded to the trailer when I removed the expanded metal. All those are ground down. I've got one left in this corner right here to cut out. Next phase will be getting the spring perches welded onto the axle and getting the axle bolted back up so it'll be a roller. Okay, it's day 2. Got everything cut off and ground yesterday. Put a quick coat of paint on the bare metal. This trailer will probably get stripped down one good time before I paint it. I just didn't want any flash rust or anything to start with all these bare metal spots. But I got the remnants of the fenders cleared off, got all that sheet metal cut away, ground down the welds, cleaned up the back end of the trailer where I had bobbed it a couple of weeks ago. I just made a real quick cut, but I squared that up yesterday and ground it back straight. nice and square on the tail end. Like I said, you saw where I got all the rails cut off. So all that's cleaned up and primed and painted for now. Not permanent paint job, but it's there to keep it from rusting. But what I'm about to get started on is welding the spring perches on the axle for the axle flip. I had to do a little bit of tinkering with my welder this morning, getting the new parts on it. About to find out whether that's going to work or not. Hope it does. If not, this project will come to a screeching halt till I can figure that out, but this should take care of it. Okay, so I got the leaf springs painted while I was waiting for the axle welds to cool off. So just a quick paint on those, and don't look too close at my welds. But the perches are now on. This tag is supposed to face out on the rear of the axle, so that's how I'll be able to tell. It doesn't really matter, but this one is an aluminum tag. Sometimes they're stamped on the axle tube, but this will face towards the rear of the trailer. Like I said, spring perches are on there, ready to be bolted up as soon as the paint dries. I want to put a little bit of lube in these eyelets. Just have, basic axle grease. You've got the shackles on the rear. New hardware from Dexter, spec'd out for this particular axle setup. And it's always good to have a little bit of grease in these sleeves. This should hang right in there. If I can get the shackle to kick back where I need it to. So there we go. Easy peasy. So I'm just going to get these on here loosely done so I don't have a problem on the other side getting it to line up. Pretty sweet. So I want it to draw up on this nub in here just right when I go to tighten it. So we will flip to the other side. All right, so that wraps it up. Axle flip complete. The only thing I have left to do now is to pull the hubs off of the axle, because I assumed, and I shouldn't have, that my hubs were 4.5 by 5 bolt pattern, and so I found some 4.5 by 5 wheel spacer adapters that would allow me to use my Gladiator spare tire steel wheel, same thing as I did on my 416 military trailer. 17-inch steel wheel that comes underneath the Gladiators. My buddy Matt Kaminsky gave me his free of charge, so I'm getting deeper and deeper in debt to Matt, but he gave me his wheel and tire, which matches the wheel and tire that came out from underneath my Gladiator. So that's what I'm going to run for now, but I need to work out, is it going to be easier to get a Dexter hub or a set of hubs, pair of hubs for this axle, or is it going to be cheaper to buy another set of wheel adapters / spacers to be able to run probably 35s on this trailer like I did on my last. I picked up some wheel spacer adapters the other day off the marketplace for a pretty good price, and it would have worked out great had I measured my lug pattern on the trailer. So if not, I can put those back on marketplace and sell them and get my money back. That's not a big deal. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. I will be putting a build sheet on my website for this build, just like I have on my build from 2020. There, it lists everything, I believe all the way down to the lug nuts, on what I put on that trailer. I plan on doing the same thing for this trailer. I get a ton of questions, whether it be if we're off camping somewhere, someone asks me about a certain product. It's easier for me to say, hey, go to my website, the DIY trailer build. There's a list there with links that will take you to where I purchased those products. So I will be working on that on the website. I did that list. I compiled the list in 2022, I believe, well after the build was complete and right before I sold the trailer. So I'm going to try to stay ahead of that on this build sheet, so I'm not digging through emails and bank statements and whatever trying to figure out where I bought something. So check that out. Check out the old list if you're curious about how that trailer was put together. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try to continue to put these out once a week and see, I guess in the next video might be this wheel spacer adapter deal. I'm not sure. I may skip over that. That's really not all that interesting. Next thing you may see here is going to be fabrication of the actual box. As you could see earlier in the videos, everything's been cut away to basically just the platform. I expect this box to be from the floor of the trailer up maybe 40 inches, maybe. I need to get the wheels and tires that I'm going to be running on here so I know what my ride height's going to be, because I don't want it too high. I kind of had the sweet spot in my other build. I had a Darchie rooftop tent, and the biggest problem that I had during setup was pulling the zipper around on the cover. It was never really an issue setting the rooftop tent up. Anything that I can do to make this where I can set up everything from standing on the ground, not standing on the wheel of the trailer or the fender or the rooftop tent ladder, whatever. I think the last trailer I had like 12 inches of clearance underneath the axle, and in this In this instance, I believe I'm going to be about the same. So if I've got a 40-inch box, it's going to put it up closer to 4.5, 5 feet, maybe chin height or whatever. But that's to be determined in the next video. Sorry to ramble. Hope you guys stay safe out there. Always tread lightly. Pack out your trash. Don't be trash. Till next time. See you later.